on in.
Lunch is ready. What's all that?
Oh, nothing. Just a dumb idea I had, I guess.
What is it?
Well, I thought it'd kind of be kicks when Florabelle got here to kind of relive the old days. So I got out my ukulele and... Oh, forget it. Florabelle don't want to remember the old days. Sure doesn't want to remember me.
Maybe she really has forgotten you.
No. A girl don't forget spending 2 hours on a Ferris wheel with a fella. Would you?
I haven't lived very much. You really think she doesn't want to remember you?
What else can I believe? Well, if that's the way she wants it, that's the way it's gonna be.
Darn her. I've got a good mind to tell her what I think of her.
Oh, now, young'un, you can't blame Florabelle just because I sort of overrated myself.
Well, I think she's just hateful.
Oh, why? Because she didn't recognize them? That's not exactly a crime, you know.
It is if you hurt someone like she hurt Uncle Joe. And you saw Mr. Drucker. He was just crushed.
Well, maybe she didn't know him as well as they thought she did. That can happen.
Well, I can prove otherwise. Look at this old yearbook we dug up.
So?
There. That's Mr. Drucker.
You're kidding.
And Florabelle, and here's Uncle Joe.
That's Uncle Joe?
You think she never knew him? Look what she wrote. To a keen guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty passionate, all right. Of course, it'll never replace How Do I Love Thee? Let me count the ways.
All I know is I wish I could see her and tell her exactly what I think. Oh, my gosh. Here she comes.
Well, I think she looks pretty nice. Why don't we invite her in?
Steve?
Why don't we throw her down the well? Company, dear.
Hello, I'm Florabelle Campbell.
We know.
We're Mr. and Mrs. Elliott. Won't you come in?
Oh, thank you. I've been dying to see the inside of this darling little cottage. Oh, it's absolutely enchanting.
Really?
You know, long ago, I had a dream that this would make an ideal honeymoon cottage. Of course, by now, I figured it'd be a tumble-down shack.
Well, that's about what it was a couple of months ago.
We're a honeymoon couple. We fixed it up.
Well, it's just as it should be. It's adorable.
Oh, would you like to see the kitchen?
Huh?
Right in here.
Honey, when are you going to tell her off? What's the matter? This is a perfect time to give her a piece of your mind.
Those cute red curtains, did you make them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're perfect. Is anything the matter?
Oh, no.
My wife wanted to tell you something before, but, well, now she doesn't.
No, why not?
Oh, because you're not hateful after all. Oh, gosh. That didn't come out the way it was supposed to.
How was it supposed to come out?
Well, how come you were so mean to my uncle and Mr. Drucker?
Mean? How?
Well, you don't know how they were looking forward to your visit and to meeting you, and you didn't even recognize them.
Recognize him? I just met him.
I'll say you met him. Look at this.
I haven't seen one of those things in years.
Whose is it? My uncle's. Isn't that a picture of you?
Oh, and with Marcel.
Look what you wrote to my uncle.
To a keen guy, and he probably was. Because I have to admit, I wrote that to a lot of fellas. It seemed to satisfy them without promising too much. Which one's your uncle?
Right there.
Slim Carson.
Slim Carson?
Then you did know him.
Know him? Honey, once we went up on a Ferris wheel and sort of underlined keen.
Well, how about that one?
Curly Drucker. Oh, Curly jokes. What do the Irish call potatoes? They don't call them, they dig them. And that was one of the good ones.
Well, if you knew my Uncle Joe and Mr. Drucker, how come you didn't recognize them this morning?
Oh, honey, they've come a long way since Curly and Slim.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't hurt them for the world. I love them both as friends. What can I do to make it up?
It's not too late.
You got an idea, honey?
Uh-huh. Uncle Joe's planning something for this evening, and I think I can talk him into going through with it. Please, Uncle Joe. It'll work. I just know it will.
Why? She didn't recognize me this morning.
But she wasn't seeing you the way she knows you and remembers you.
Well, okay. But I've made a fool out of myself once, and I sure don't want it to happen again.
It won't. Believe me.
You think he's backed up?
We can't.
Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe!
I'll be right there.
Slim.
Who?
Slim Carson.
Me? Oh, Florabelle, you remembered me.
How could I forget? And how could I forget that night on the Ferris wheel?
I'm still dangerous, you know.
Curly Drucker.
Look who's here.
Yeah, Curly. Put it back on, you'll blow the bit.
Oh, Florabelle, you remembered.
Observation point.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear about the nearsighted porcupine that married a pincushion? What has 4 wheels and flies?
I don't know.
A garbage wagon. Oh, how do you get down off a horse? You don't get down off a horse, you get down off a duck. How's that for a wisecrack?
Oh, don't be a fighter.
No.
Be a lover.
5'2", eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, turned up hose, never had no other hose. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with birds, diamond rings, all those things, I bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she woo, could she woo? Has anybody seen my gal? Girl, my dreams, I love you. Honest, I do. You are so sweet. If I could just hold your charms again in my arms, then life would be complete. Since you've been gone, dear, life don't seem the same. Please.
Hey, what's going on in here? Don't let me break it up. I was just swinging by on my way to Observation Point. Hi there, Florabelle. Hi, Ralph. See y'all later.
I still say he's crass.
Sure, he's crass, but him she remembered.
And after all said and done, there's only one girl of my dreams. It's you.
Petticoat Junction.